When fall camp is here, there is no easing into the work week. Week 2 of fall camp for the Boise State football team has officially arrived, and so is this edition of Bronco Studios Live. Welcome into Bronco Studios, presented by Ford. I'm your host, Jay Tust. The Boise State football team held their first scrimmage of fall camp over the weekend. We have highlights and reaction from Spencer Danielson coming up in just a minute. You're also going to hear from edge Roman Kaywood, as well as offensive lineman Jason Steele, as we get a little closer to kickoff against the Oregon Ducks. Plus, I'm going to go one-on-one with Austin Terry from the tight end position group. And a little bit later on in the show, how about this? We're going to be joined by Boise State freshman soccer phenom Campbell Wilson. She already has scored 3 goals in Boise State's first 2 games. She's going to join us live in about 20 minutes or so. We are going to begin on the gridiron, though, and Boise State hosting their first scrimmage, like I said, of fall camp over the weekend. The Broncos got after it. Head coach Spencer Danielson said that he was pleased with the progress. He pointed out guys that had good afternoons, like that guy right there, Akeem Nitro Wright. You can see Maddox Madsen having a decent afternoon. Coach Danielson said he liked the way that Maddox played. Travis Anderson making a big play on defense right there for the Broncos. Some of these highlights, by the way, posted on the Boise State social media accounts, whether it be X or on Instagram. Harry Stewart III finding the end zone. And finally, it's Boise State's football edition of the freshman phenom Rashawn Jones making a play right here. Afterwards, Spencer Danielson spent about 30 minutes with the media sharing his thoughts on how the scrimmage went. Here's a little condensed version of it.
We had practice number 9 today, scrimmage number 1, and excited where we're going to, man. As always, thank you, Jesus, just for an opportunity to be here, have an impact on these kids, and that's what we're blessed to do, man. I told our staff even yesterday, like, we're here to serve these players and hold them to extremely high standards, because that's what they're going to need in life, right? We're growing them as people, and the score will take care of itself. So excited where we're heading to. We on purpose have turned the heat up on them this fall camp, and they've responded every step of the way. It's really cool to see our team grow to be a locker room-led team, which is what we need. I mean, our player-led leadership is stepping up in a big way. Really, really excited about that, the accountability we have. So we got a lot of work to do. Today was just a really good barometer, right? And I told him yesterday, I need you to prep just like it's game number 1, because I want to see what you got. If you're a returning starter, you've never played, doesn't matter. I want to see what you got today, because this is an evaluation at all special teams, offense and defense, and we're going to sit down, we're going to watch it, and then we're going to sit down as a staff at 5:30, and depth charts will change off of what happened today. Then we have scrimmage number 2. Things will be solidified, scout teams will be picked up, and then we hit the ground running. So a lot of good things today. A little sloppy at times. Some things we got to clean up in the pre-snap on both sides of the ball. Overall, let's talk offensively first. Did some good things. Third down, some things we got to improve on. I thought Maddox did some really good things today. I thought our quarterbacks are growing. Our running backs did some really good things today. As an offense, started a little bit slow, but we were able to pick it up later in the game. Didn't have a ton of explosive plays, so we want to continue to grow, but we did have some big ones in the game. Our offense won the 4-minute drill at the end of the game, which was really cool to see us end the game and be able to take a knee. On the flip side, defensively, doing some good things defensively, some runs that we need to fix, some run fits that we need to grow. But overall, I think we tackled pretty well, which is good through 9 practices. Overall, I think our secondary is playing fast, playing hard. Some things that, I mean, our receivers have made some big-time plays through fall camp, and it's been cool to see the back and forth there. Our front 7 as a defense is solid right now. We just got to continue to grow the mentality we play with. It's really good at times in scrimmage, but a little bit too up and down. So really good back and forth, O&D. We're able to get a good rep at a lot of different special teams to see how those depth charts are going, and we got to make sure our best players play on SWAT. Field goal kicking was a little bit hit or miss today. We were able to rep a few different guys. Got to improve that. So overall, I like where we're at, but relentless to make sure we improve from the mistakes that happened today. We have to.
Some good stuff from Spencer Danielson. If you jump on over to the Boise State Instagram account, or even my personal Instagram account at J_Tust, we have a full press conference breakdown for you, including the top 3 storylines that emerged from meeting with Spencer Danielson on Saturday. So again, follow along for even more content on our social media accounts. In the meantime, Spencer also gave us an update on these 2 guys, former Broncos, at least for now, Braxton Feely and Jeremiah Irby. A few weeks ago, right at the beginning of fall camp, in fact. Coach Danielson said that these are two guys that are exploring opportunities to potentially return to the Broncos as, you know, kind of a looser interpretation of the 5-for-5 rule that the NCAA passed a little bit earlier this summer. But it's still kind of a waiting game when it comes to whether or not they're going to return. At the moment, they're not on the roster. Either way, I'll let Spencer Danielson give an update on their status.
Yeah, so talked to them before we started fall camp, had good conversations, just, hey, guys, this is where we're at, and we have roster spots, but this is kind of the reality where, because there's still a lot out there, guys, in regards to if you signed with an agent coming out of and went through the whole NFL process, getting reinstated, where's the NCAA at and all this. I'm not going to go into it. There's just a lot out there. And so really called them before we started fall camp, had a good conversation with both of them and said, hey, guys, this is kind of where we're at. I want to know where you're at. So we're working through it right now. We're 9 days into practice, so have not talked to them since the start of fall camp. I don't know where this is heading to, and want nothing but the best. I'm focused on our team right now.
All right, so let's focus on the guys that are currently suiting up for the Broncos. The edge position is one that over the last year seems to have really developed. Roman Kaywood is a guy that will undoubtedly factor into the pass rush this season. After the scrimmage, you know, Spencer also said he's been really pleased with what he's seen out of the pass rush and loves their potential. Jaden Virgin Morgan, Max Steege, as I mentioned right there, that guy, Roman Kaywood, have all had nice fall camps so far. Earlier today, we actually had the chance to catch up with Roman, and he shared his thoughts on the development of the competition at the edge spot.
It's highly competitive, lots of talent in the room, lots of great teammates, and it fuels us, it pushes us to be the best that we can each day, and you can't take a day off in that room or else someone's going to take the job.
How have you gotten better in you know, playing in that competition?
Like, my talent and my game has risen a ton because of the guys around me, and we feed off each other's energy, each other's competition, and there's no envy, there's no jealousy. We're all building each other up. We want each other to be as successful as we can because we know at the end of the day that pushes ourselves to be the best that we can be.
Let's get on over to the offensive side of the ball. You know, some of the biggest shoes that Boise State has to fill this season were left by Matt Lotter, one of the best tight ends in school history that graduated after a historic career last season. Austin Terry is one guy that is going to help fill that production. You see him making a nice catch right there down inside the red zone in practice. Earlier today, I had the chance to go one-on-one with him following practice number 10 of fall camp. Another practice in the books for the Boise State football team. Senior tight end Austin Terry joins me, and this one's a little unique because maybe you feel a little fresh. Finally an off day yesterday. What does a fifth-year senior do when he finally gets an off day during fall camp, Austin?
I think, you know, the biggest thing with an off day is just like recover. Definitely being a fifth year, body aches a little more. You know, all good things though, but definitely taking that day to recover, get your legs back and everything else, just being able to come out and attack the next day.
Could you tell it all, and what did you think of the productivity of today's practice?
Today was a little up and down, but I think, you know, offense, we had our moments. Defense also responded well. I think that's been the story of the whole camp. A lot of good back and forth, and the competition's been through the roof. It's been really good for both sides of the ball.
Austin, you know, there's obviously big shoes to fill in tight end with Matt Lotter leaving the program, graduating. So what are you working on, and what do you hope to provide the team this year?
I think just kind of sticking to my process, being kind of what I've always been for this team, just being able to fill whatever roles needed. I think my time here has just kind of been a utility guy, being able to fill whatever it may be within the offense, and also taking those things that Lauder was doing and upping that in my game. Obviously, I got to watch him for years, so I have a lot of great stuff to work off of, know what his process was all about, so just trying to mirror it the best I can.
Practicing the indoor the other day, you made a couple plays down inside the red zone. Right. What are you trying to prove this year?
I think it's just I can catch the ball. Knowing that out of high school, I think that was kind of one of my things. Like coming from a wing T system, we didn't get a ton, but like when the ball came my way, you know, just being able to make plays. And I think I've done a lot of solid things in the run game here, but also just showing I could do that stuff in the pass game as well.
Boys admired that you're another Western Washington kid, grew up in Tumwater. I'm from Tacoma. It sounds like you and your family have really fallen in love with this place, though. Did you lead them all here, you know, intentionally, or did that just happen because this place is so great?
It just kind of happened because this place is so great. You know, a couple of years, my family coming out to games. I think my first 2 seasons, they kind of like got a good idea of Boise, what this place is all about, and they fell in love with it and decided, you know, all right, we're going to make the move and come on out as well. So it's been awesome to have them here.
And how about your siblings?
Yeah, so my sister's here at Boise State. She's loving school, and then my brother, he's a junior at Rocky Mountain, playing tight end there as well. So it's been really good for him just to kind of get something new, and then obviously being a great top-tier program in Idaho.
Everybody talks about the roster fluidity in college sports these days. You have been here for 5 years. What type of badge of honor is it for you to finish it where you started?
I think that's just like the Boise State way. I think there's no place I'd rather be. This place has given me so much, so many great opportunities, met so many great people, mentors, and everything else. I couldn't imagine myself anywhere else, and I'm so glad to be here all 5 years.
All right, what's the funnest thing you did this offseason?
Ooh, a couple hunting trips. First one, we flew into eastern Idaho, did a little bear hunting. That was a great time, just different, able to get out. And then the second one, went down to Texas with the Miller family, did a little high fence hunting out there. Crazy experience, nothing I've ever done before, but it was certainly fun. So,
what is high fence hunting?
So they basically get a bunch of exotics. So we were hunting animals from Africa, Asia, all over, and they pile them into a big high fence. It's like a 900-acre pasture, they call it. And it's one of the craziest things I've ever done, but it was a really good time.
What do you get out of getting away from football and hunting?
I think it's just like the peace and tranquility of it all. I think you're just out in the woods. It's kind of by yourself. There's no distractions. I think the best part for me is no phone. Like, especially when I'm flying in, no one can contact me if they wanted to for a week, and I think that's honestly the best part for me.
If you could listen to one type of country music, is it current or past country music?
Past for sure. Past for sure.
Why is that, and who do you lean on?
Why? I don't know. It's just kind of like I grew up with that's what my dad listened to, and it just really stuck to me. Like for me, Keith Whitley's a big one, Alan Jackson, George Strait, all those good ones. So I think those are kind of my big three.
A little bit of an old soul maybe. I'll get you out of here on this one. Austin, what are you looking forward to this season, and how much fun are you having working with this tight end group led by Matt Wagner and yourself?
Yeah, no, the tight end group's done amazing. Obviously, like you mentioned earlier, there's a lot of new, there's a bunch of young guys, but I mean, they are super eager to learn. Obviously, like you said, Wagner, what he's done here in his time is obviously incredible, and I think we got a lot of young guys that are going to step up and do a bunch of great things, and I'm excited for all of them as well.
Awesome, appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, I know that Austin Terry will obviously see his playing time uptick, but overall there is a lot of continuity that's back on the offensive line, including guys like, well, Jason Steele. Played in 11 games last year, started 9 games. And you know what? He's in his 4th year at Boise State. The senior recently enjoyed a day off, like the rest of the guys. Finally a day off yesterday in fall camp. So what do you do when you're a veteran? I'll let Jason explain.
Whole lot of rest. I remember I went grocery shopping at Costco with my girlfriend and laid on the couch, laid in the bed, and just watched movies and stuff like that. Just, try to get my feet up, hydrate and stuff like that. I have a whoop, and my strain was like 1.5 or something like that, so it was really low. But yeah, just trying to get my legs fresh and keep hydrated.
This might sound silly, but how important is that? When you hit the midway point in fall camp, to make sure that you do utilize your downtime, maybe.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, we do so much in practice, physically, going live, going tag, all those different tempos and stuff like that, and it adds up. And so once you have those off days, being able to take advantage of that and use it proactively.
Even looking at some of the tempo of practice, like I know we talk about Strauss and Keene, like they split you guys now,
yeah.
And then when you guys are on the field, you have 2 groups of guys going. Is one of the big dudes like, I don't know, how much more of a toll can practice be at times, I guess, like that, because it doesn't seem like there is like a lot of like just waiting around or downtime or anything.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, one thing that we've emphasized this fall camp is urgency. Being able to go from drill to drill to team, to team reps and stuff like that, and back to drills. So it's really great having 2 coaches and stuff like that, having that constant feedback and communication and constructive criticism is great.
As long as we're talking about offensive linemen, this legend showed up at practice today. The pride of Council, Idaho, Matt Paradis, was a standout at Boise State before getting drafted into the NFL, and then he spent 8 years in the league, won a Super Bowl ring with the Denver Broncos, wrapped up his career with the Carolina Panthers, but today he was back hanging around the new guys, spreading some knowledge, even pulled Jason Steele aside to have a few words with him for a minute. Matt, a tremendous guy, a big-time leader, made a big impact on this program, and that impact can still be felt today. Hey, if you're looking to get fired up about Boise State football season, make sure you check out episode number 1 of The Climb. Season 4, episode 1. The only way to go behind the scenes is by following C. Mitch around. Here's a look.
I'm gonna be honest, like in the beginning when I saw JV, I thought it was gonna be way different with him. Like I thought like, all right, I'm just a freshman, you know, he don't give a shit about me, like he don't even gonna look at me. But I figured out like just what I thought in the beginning. I definitely walked in the locker room all the time and told JV and the others like, come to Berlin, like that's the best place, like the best food out there. So yeah, I tried to convince them, and he wasn't supposed to come with us.
It was originally just me and Rip's idea, I would say, or really just Rip's idea, Jake Rip. He already been to like Ireland and Barcelona, and he wanted to check out Germany. So me and him, we share the love for coffee, I guess. So we always grab coffee together. And one day during the spring semester, like early in January, it was like, hey, like, are you going back in May to Germany? Like, I would love to come with you. And, you know, Rip's one of my best friends on the team. So I said yes eventually. And then, you know, JV really likes coffee too. So he was there a lot of times when we grabbed coffee and stuff. So at some point the conversation got brought up and we were like, hey, you should come too. He originally had planned a different trip with his brother, I think, but they kind of got, like they didn't do it, and then he was like, yeah, sure, why not?
My other plans did fall through, and I'm not sad about it because I ended up telling them, they're like, yeah, absolutely, like, just come. So we talked about it for weeks. We ended up finally booking our plane tickets, and then we waited till last minute to book our hostels, which was fun because it kind of keeps you on your toes. You didn't really know you were gonna stay yet. But yeah, it was an amazing time. It was really eye-opening for sure.
We thought about like a route, I guess we want to go. We want to do Paris and then Amsterdam, and then we're going to check out Berlin to see Daniil. You know, me and Daniil played in Berlin for a year too, so I lived in Berlin before and wanted to show the guys that one.
They came to Berlin, I picked them up from the train station and showed them all around. And I think it was a great time, like great experience.
Really just being able to see him on his home turf, really, like in Germany, was insane. Being able to see him having normal, regular conversations in a complete other language that I had no idea what he was talking about, it was crazy.
Just showing them like the spots where I spent most of my life, honestly, like where I grew up, introduced them to the people that I grew up, introduced them to my parents that raised me. It was awesome and it meant a lot to me. Finished the day off with going to our old club team and saw practice there, coached up a couple of the new generation and talked to them what football is all about, what playing a team sport is all about. It was awesome to show them around and show them all the great things that Europe has to offer.
I want to go back like right now, even though we're running the season, but Europe is amazing.
It is so cool to see the guys bond like that beyond the football field. You know, we had the chance to sit down in studio with Max Stiege over the summer, and he told us a little bit about that trip and kind of the cool thing about it. You know, 4 years ago, Max moved to America to pursue his college football dreams, and he wasn't fluent in English. And we can see obviously how far that he's come, and now he's going to be a big-time contributor for the Broncos this year. But by Jake Rip and Jaden Virgin Morgan going back home with him, it was kind of cool to flip the script. You know, those two have been instrumental in making sure that Max is comfortable here in America and growing and learning beyond the football field. And then Max in turn now got to lead those guys around his home country for a little bit. And obviously they had a great experience. It speaks to the chemistry of this team. And I'm telling you, when you're out there at fall camp, it just feels like a tight-knit group. And hopefully there's a payoff, you know, when the season kicks off here on September 1st. Max Stiege drew praise, by the way, from Spencer Danielson at his Saturday press conference following that first scrimmage, and a couple of other guys that I'm going to point out here on the offensive side of the ball. Cam Bates continues to make plays, and Spencer Danielson said that he is really starting to reap the fruits of his labor. Cam was trusted with a little, and now he's getting trusted with a lot of the playbook, and it seems like he's going to be a guy that really makes an impact for the Broncos this season. And speaking of wide receivers, Akeem Nitro Wright, he continues to pop up in the highlights we post on social media, and his name continues to pop up in press conferences whenever we meet with either players or coaches. Spencer Danielson praised his efforts on Saturday, and even going back to last week, we talked with Akeem's position coach, first-year wide receiver coach here at Boise State, Alvis Whitted, and said that Akeem just comes to practice every day with a smile on his face, a good work ethic, a good attitude, and he is really starting to shine here at Boise State. That wide receiver group as a whole is in a position to make a big jump, I feel, feel since last year. You know, they really turned over that group mostly. Good news, we saw Ben Ford out at practice today. He's coming back from an injury, but he was out there in a white practice jersey today, which that's certainly a good sign. And then even catching up with Derek Ganter Jr., who's a safety earlier today, he pointed out Quentin Brown, Q, slot receiver, that he made a big play last year against Utah State down there in Logan, that 66-yard touchdown grab that helped the Broncos get to the Mountain West Conference Championship game. Well, Q is making strides. So it really seems like that position group specifically, highly competitive, should have more depth, more playmaking ability than, you know, even what we saw out of that group last year. Okay, still more to come on this edition of Bronco Studios Live. Coming up here in just a few minutes, the Boise State soccer team is off to a great start this season, 2-0, and they've outscored their opponents 7-1. They have a freshman that's from right here in the Treasure Valley that's helping lead the way, Campbell Wilson. She has 3 goals in the first 2 games, and right now Boise State is on their way down to play a back-to-back games down in Texas. First, they take on SMU before traveling over to Texas Tech later on in the week. Campbell Wilson, the freshman phenom, is going to join us here in just a few minutes. Okay, I'm going to tease back now to all of our coverage that we have for you on the Boise State Broncos YouTube page. Scan that QR code. You can find all of it. And getting back to the climb, you can watch it on X. You can watch it on Instagram, or you can scan that QR code and watch it on YouTube, which I'm going to go ahead and suggest you do that. Put it on the big screen in your living room, turn on the surround sound, and get the best inside access to Boise State football that there is. C-Mitch works endlessly, tirelessly on this project, and it gives Boise State fans a great feel for what this team is all about. Check out Season 4, Episode 1 of The Climb right now on the Boise State Broncos YouTube page. We are back on Bronco Studios Live right after this.
Getting away from it all? It's easier said than done. Unless you're behind the wheel of a Ford SUV. Then you have the kind of capability that goes farther than you ever thought possible. To take on almost any challenge and find your own secret spot to experience. And don't worry, we won't tell. Now get an all-wheel drive Ford Explorer with up to $4,000 cash back. Only at your local Ford stores.
Experience Bronco football like never before with the new North End Zone. With 2 all-inclusive hospitality lounges and seats right on top of the action, this is the ultimate upgrade. Club seats are available and seat selection begins March 23rd. So get in before they're gone. Don't miss your chance to be a part of this exclusive game day experience. Secure your North End Zone premium seating today.
It's intercepted at the 40 by McCoy, and the Broncos will score again.
Well, the Boise State soccer team hit the road after picking up a decisive season-opening victory over CSUN, 3-0 on their home pitch. Yesterday, they were down taking on Weber State. How about Jillian Anderson off the PK? Deflects it off the post into the back of the net. They would add 1 more goal before halftime, so we go now to the second half. Sophie Schmautz, the pride of Bishop Kelly High School, blasting one past the keeper. That made it 3-1 at that point in time, and then just for good measure, it is the freshman Campbell Wilson that scores before this thing is over. Boise State improves to 2-0 on the season with a 4-1 victory against Weber State, and we'll give you a look at their schedule. So Boise State, like I said, off to a 2-0 start. They beat CSUN last week in the season opener 3-0. Yesterday, they take down Weber State 4-1. So they have now outscored their opponents. The math isn't hard, I know. 7-1 combined, though, in this young season to start out 2-0. And these next 2 games, I think, have everybody really, really excited. Later on this week, Boise State will take on SMU on the road. They'll then travel over to Lubbock to take on Texas Tech. This will be a really good test for the Broncos early in the season, and we'll see if they can get it done against these 2. After that, though, they come back home for back-to-back games, right? So they have Idaho State followed by Cal State, the University of California, San Diego. UC San Diego. Back-to-back games, and then 2 games on the road. Eventually, conference play is going to roll around in early October when they take on San Diego Diego State on October 1st. And then from there on out, it is all Pac-12 play. So we're going to have to wait a little while for some Pac-12 action, but it will eventually arrive. Either way, this is just going to be a phenomenal early season schedule for Boise State at SMU, at Texas Tech, and then they get to host Idaho State, that in-state rivalry, which I know Jim Thomas loves to sprinkle some spice, if you will, on a soccer matchup early in the season, because that game is going to mean a lot to these teams. I know we are waiting for Campbell Wilson to join the program here, and we are eventually going to get to her in just a minute. The volleyball team also in action over the weekend. They had an inter-squad scrimmage testing out their blue court. We're going to show you some of that a little bit later on, but we are standing by for Campbell Wilson as we speak. So we are going to take a brief break here, and when we come back, we're going to try to connect with Boise State's freshman phenom soccer player. She was highly recruited out of Rocky Mountain High School right here in the Treasure Valley, and it took her no time to prove she is ready to be a star for Boise State. So like I said, we're going to effort to connect with Campbell Wilson here in just a minute.
Getting away from it all? It's easier said than done. Unless you're behind the wheel of a Ford SUV. Then you have the kind of capability that goes farther than you ever thought possible. To take on almost any challenge and find your own secret spot to experience. And don't worry, we won't tell. Now get an all-wheel drive Ford Explorer with up to $4,000 cash back. Only at your local Ford stores.
Experience Bronco football like never before with the new North End Zone. With 2 all-inclusive hospitality lounges and seats right on top of the action, this is the ultimate upgrade. Club seats are available and seat selection begins March 23rd. So get in before they're gone. Don't miss your chance to be a part of this exclusive game day experience. Secure your North End Zone premium seating today.
It's intercepted at the 40 by McCoy, and the Broncos will score again.
Back live on Bronco Studios Live, and as promised, Campbell Wilson from the Boise State soccer team joins me now. And Campbell, what a start for you. Technically, I don't believe, maybe you have had summer school, I'm not exactly sure, but you haven't even maybe started your freshman classes, and you've already found the back of the net 3 times. So welcome to Boise State, welcome to Bronco Studios. What do you think of this beginning so far, Campbell?
Welcoming. The staff was amazing. The girls were so awesome. And then coming back for fall season, we had some injured people that are back. We had some new faces, obviously, from my class. So just to be together with everyone, it's just been super awesome. And I've enjoyed every second of it. And obviously, we've had 2 wins so far. So we're just going to keep grinding and hopefully get more wins.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Campbell, you've created quite the name for yourself and reputation locally. You feel like you belong on the soccer pitch here at Boise State. We almost forget that you've only played 2 games now. How do you deal with the pressure? How have you managed to kind of just, make the effortless transition from high school to college soccer?
Obviously, I've been dealing with pressure since I was younger. Obviously, getting into competitive sports at a very young age. I feel like pressure is just something I deal with every single day. So I've just been kind of getting used to it, and having the support from my teammates and everyone in my corner and my coaches, it just makes the job very much easier. And just the transition from high school to college is obviously so different, but it's very good in so many ways. And I'm just very thankful that this team is very welcoming, and this culture and community is the best college that I could have chose. So I'm just very thankful again for the people and staff here that have welcomed me and made it easy for me.
Well, we're certainly happy you chose Boise State, Campbell. We have a highlight here of your first collegiate soccer goal. What was going through your mind right here, Campbell? Take us through the play.
Obviously, that was a great dribble by Schmautz. She drew in the defenders, and I was open on the wide side, and I called it. And once she passed it, I just knew that I had to finish my job and get it in the back of the net. And that was just such a surreal moment, getting my first goal and just having everyone in the stands and everyone around me cheering for me. But that all came from Schmautz. She, unbelievable player to play with. I'm very grateful that I get to be with her up top, and that duo is very fun. So
Yeah. I
very,
want
very
to
happy.
ask you about her in just a second. But real quick, I mean, you've scored like a historic amount of goals in your lifetime. But where does that one rank right there?
I don't know. That one's pretty high because that was just a first collegiate goal, first college debut. I feel like that's pretty high in my rankings.
Yeah. You probably are pretty confident in yourself. Did you think you'd get it that quickly though?
Um, Honestly, no. I knew that I was gonna get some, but I just really was more excited to see my teammates and just be able to play with them. And I knew that the goals would come if we just all played together and be united. So when the rest of my teammates do their job and they find me, all I have to do is finish their hard work. So
Yeah. Well, you didn't take much long to score another goal in that opening match against CSUN. I'm curious, how many people locally were in the stands for you for this one, Campbell?
I think there was honestly probably about like 15, just like parents, uncles, aunts, family, friends, just all that. And it just made it so much better to know that they're all there supporting me as well. And I could not do the stuff that I do without all the support for them. So very, very grateful for them.
I can only imagine. Now, you brought up Sophie Schmautz, the
Hmm.
pride of Bishop Kelly. You went to Rocky. You guys getting along okay now that you play for the same team?
Yeah, I've always known her just from high school and like seeing her on social media and mutual friends, but it's been very fun to actually play with her, get to know her. She's a great person, great
Yeah.
athlete, great soccer player. So our bond's just gonna keep getting better and better as long as the rest of the team, and I just can't wait to see where that takes us.
Yeah. Loaded question here, but if you get to know Sophie a little bit, how awesome is she as a teammate?
She's unbelievable. She's always best supporter, best cheerleader. She's more happy for you than she is for herself, and I think that's what a really great teammate does. So she's the glue of our team, gets everyone together. She's just super, super sweet, super
Yeah.
fun.
I know she takes pride with putting on for the state of Idaho. She was a local prospect at one point in time. How much pride do
Mhm.
you take in being from Idaho and showing what you can do on the big stage?
I take a lot of pride in that. Very thankful that I get to play in front of the community that I grew up here with, and I think that's just such a blessing that the coaching staff here believes in me and my teammates believe in me, and I'm just again very grateful that I even get to be a part of this program. And we have some major goals ahead that we want to complete, so we need to start doing what we want to complete later now and get the fundamentals straight and just keep growing together as a team on and off the field. And I think that will make us very, very much special, more special than we already are. But again, I'm just very, very happy that I get to play in front of the home crowd and be a little hometown hero. And hopefully, our team and me, we get to keep that rolling.
Yeah. When did you start playing soccer, Campbell? How old were you?
Since I was 3 years old.
Always been a goal scorer?
Yeah.
What is it about this game that
Yeah.
you love so much?
I think just like the joy and peace it brings me, like when I come to play soccer, my teammates, we just get to forget about everything and just be with each other. And I think the best thing is just being with them, kicking the ball around, having fun, but also striving for goals that we want to reach together as a team. So I think just letting everything go out of my mind and just playing and being there with the people I love the most is just like the best feeling ever.
Who's your biggest supporter, or maybe somebody that's really inspired you to chase greatness?
I definitely think my dad, he played football here in like I think it was like 1989 to 94 or something, and he's just always been like my backbone, like my biggest pusher. Ever since we're little, just put me in all the sports. I have two brothers too, so they always push me too, and I think he just really inspires me to be my best and want to be better than he was.
Well, I was going to ask you why you chose Boise State, but maybe a better question is, did you have any choice not to come here? I mean, it sounds like following in Dad's footsteps a little bit meant a lot to you.
Yeah, I definitely Boise State was definitely like my highest option. I always wanted to go here. He obviously played a factor in it, but just knowing the team and staff and looking at the seasons behind and all the success they had, I think that was also just a major, major
Yeah.
reason. Everyone here is amazing, obviously, and I had no better choice but to come here.
So, how long have you been coming to, whether it be watching games on the Blue or the Boise State soccer team? Has it been your whole life?
Yeah, I remember when I was little, I used to be a little ball girl and walk out with the players and run out when they got announced. So I think just growing up around seeing all that, that just made me want to have that dream to be one of those people for the youngers. And I think now I'm just very happy at the spot that I am and that I get to hopefully inspire younger people like I was when I was younger and keep that
So,
trend going.
so you were a ball girl for the Boise State soccer team when you were a kid?
Yeah, it was super special.
Do they still have those? Did you just seek them out before the season opener?
Yeah, we still have that. We did it the first home opener of our game. Those little girls coming, walking with us, and it was just super fun that they like look up to us and that we get to be that mentor for them. So definitely a dream.
Wow. Well, they inspired you, and now you're inspiring the next generation. 3 goals in 2 games, and now you guys head for Texas. Where are you right now, by the way?
I'm actually in my dorm in Taylor, just at home,
Okay.
sitting in my room.
All right. So maybe a couple more practices, and then you guys head off for Texas. So how big of a challenge will this be? How excited are you to play SMU and Texas Tech?
It's gonna be super fun. Obviously, it's gonna be a long away trip. I think we're there for 5 or 6 days, but obviously, we know that they're hard and they're a ranked team, Texas Tech and SMU, and I think that we clearly have goals to win the Pac-12 and even go further and hopefully win in the NCAA. So to get there, we have to focus on what we have now, and it's just super fun playing against teams that are really good as well. I think that just makes for a great competitive game, and we trust in each other, and we obviously are going to keep growing, keep building with each other, and I think it's going to be a great trip, and hopefully we come out with 2 wins.
The way that Jim Thomas set up the schedule, do you think it helped going down and taking on Weber State just so you get a little taste of what a road trip was like?
Yes, for sure. I love schedule set up perfectly. It was fun to experience my first away travel trip with the team. It was super fun. Glad we got the win there as well. And now we got 2 more away games, and I just cannot wait to keep playing with this team, keep getting those wins, and just playing soccer.
All right. Now, I know you in the early stages of college soccer here, but what's been the best part so far, Campbell?
Um, I feel like the best part is honestly just practices with the team. Like when I go to practices and everyone's just in a great mood to see each other, and it's just like honestly the best feeling just to have all the girls having the same goal, same drive as you in one space. And we have the best coaches there is, so it's just an honor to be able to play for them and have them believe in you. So I think just training, laughing, being out in the sun, enjoying what God has given us, I feel like that's just the best blessing there is. So
Bigger accomplishments for you so far, scoring 3 goals in 2 games or surviving the team bonding raft trip you went on at the end of the summer?
oh my gosh, that was something different. That was so fun. I've never experienced something like that. That was just that was like the best team bonding ever. It was super fun. So I think that's definitely up there as one of the best team bonding ever.
Yeah. All right. Before we let you go, I mean, we got 4 years to get to know you a little bit here, Campbell. But give us something non-soccer that you enjoy to do.
Um, I feel like I enjoy quality time with friends and family a lot. Obviously, I'm not with them all the time, but I feel like when I'm with them and we just do little things like going out to dinner, hanging out, going to rodeos, concerts, all that stuff, I feel like that's very, very fun to do, especially away from soccer and just be able to live life outside of soccer. I feel like it's just fun just to see my friends, catch up on them, and then obviously my family. There's no one else I'd rather want to spend time with. So I feel like just being with them, having quality time, has been great.
Okay. How about this? If you could pick one concert to go to, who you picking?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Or
I
at
feel
least
like I'd
music
want to go to
genre?
probably like a rap artist.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of into that
I was
hip
like,
hop
Campbell,
rap
hey,
music.
being an Idaho girl, you surprised me with that one. I thought that was just like automatically going to be country, but hey, full of surprises, I guess. We'll take it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Campbell, you're off to an awesome start here at Boise State. Congrats. A 2-0 start for your team, 3 goals for you, and really, really eager to see how you guys do down in Texas, because that's going to be one heck of a test for you guys. And then we get you back here to see you take on Idaho State. But we appreciate you joining us. Get some rest, and good luck down there in Texas.
I will. Thank you so much for having me.
Campbell Wilson from the Boise State soccer team. Just an incredible start for her so far. Hey, how about some quick golf news for you? Troy Merritt over the weekend completed play in the Albertsons Boise Open. Troy was very consistent throughout the week, shot an opening round 67, followed that up with a round 269, and then heading into the weekend, shot a 68 on Saturday and a 68 on Sunday as well. He finished the tournament minus 12 overall. That was good enough for a tie for 48th place. Ross Steelman eventually would win the tournament, by the way, at 27 under par. They often go low at the Albertsons Boise Open, but Ross Steele had a phenomenal 4-day run. So former Boise State golfer Troy Merritt tied for 48th. Another Bronco alum, Tyler Aldridge, also competed in this event with a sponsor exemption. Unfortunately, he did not make the cut this time around, finishing, I believe, at plus 14 overall. Plus 9 overall. But a couple of Broncos back in action here in Boise on the links. One other fun thing that happened this weekend, the Boise State volleyball program debuted their new blue court and basically their new quasi-home court, if you will. They're still going to play a bunch of matches over in Bronco Gym, but they're also going to play a number of times inside Extra Mile Arena. You can check out that new blue surface. The ladies said that they absolutely love the way that it looks, and maybe more importantly, the way that it plays. So that new TerraFlex court is down over at Extra Mile Arena, and the blue and orange scrimmage occurred on Saturday afternoon at noon, and you could see, I don't know, a few hundred fans showed up to watch this thing. It was a great afternoon, and I can't wait to see the Broncos inside Extra Mile Arena on that blue TerraFlex court when the games really start to count a little bit later on this year. So that will do it for this edition of Bronco Studios Live. We got plenty more coming your way a little bit later on this week. Tomorrow, we're going to talk with Cam Bates as well as Dylan Riley, 2 standout offensive players for the Boise State football team. We're going to bring you those interviews coming up on Wednesday. We'll also have more post-practice one-on-ones. And a little tip here for you folks, get on over to our social media accounts. Follow us along there because you can also watch those interviews in their entirety on Boise State's both Instagram and X channels. So we got content for you all over the place. We're also going to visit with Boise State Director of Athletics Jeremiah Dickey on Wednesday, so you won't want to miss that. And the new trading cards are close to being released, from my understanding, for Onnit and Jackson. So really excited. That partnership continues. It's one of the longest tenured partnerships when it comes to trading cards, and I know I love them every year, so we will have more details on that in the very near future. For now, though, we will see you on Wednesday. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday. Signing off from Inside Bronco Studios, presented by Ford, I'm Jay Tust.